Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to pass on another word of encouragement to you from Scripture and give you a little update again. I was reading in a book on parenting, actually, this week for my seminary class. I was reading about the difficulty and the struggle and the hardship of parenting a lot of times. And the writer quoted from Matthew 11 some words of Jesus that I think are very applicable, not just to the unique call of parenting, but to the unique reality of the world that we have found ourselves in at this moment. And so it says this in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And as I was thinking about that, is a lot of us are kind of stuck in our homes right now and feeling a little bit stir crazy. And so you might think, well, why would we need to rest? But what I have found is that I'm actually getting a little bit frustrated, a little bit cooped up, and my emotional stuff is I'm actually having more stress from that, even though my day is not as busy maybe as it has been in the past. And so I just wanted to pass on this encouragement to you, is that perhaps you're feeling a little stressed and overwhelmed, even though maybe your day is not filled with as many activities and your calendar isn't as full. And yet we need to rest, and we need to learn how to find that rest. And here in the scripture, it teaches that that rest is in Jesus, and that we need to let go of all of our struggles and our burdens and our cares and our concerns and give them to Jesus. And so maybe today for you, that might be social media. Maybe you're just finding yourself looking at the numbers and trying to figure out all this and what can be trusted and what can't. And there's so much confusing data all over the place. And maybe you just need to release those things to God this morning. And maybe you just need to come to Christ and you need to say, Jesus, would you help me not be a person of stress and anxiety in these days? And maybe we need to let some of those things go. I know that right now we have no control, and the truth is that last week and the week before we had just as little control. It's just become more obvious in these days. And so I just want to encourage you. God is calling of us here, and it says, Jesus says, learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart. So I just want to challenge you to continue reading through Scripture and find comfort for your souls and your hearts. And the things that are causing you anxiety and stress, figure out a way that you can lay those down at the foot of the cross. Give them to Jesus so that He can give you rest, because that's the only place that we're really going to find the true rest that we really need. So I hope that is encouraging to you today. Just want to give you a couple of little updates as well. Is we will, of course, have Sunday morning service again on our website at banffparkchurch.com. We had a little technical glitch last week where we weren't able to have it count down till 10:30 in the morning so that we could all watch together. We're going to try and fix that this week, but to be honest, I'm not sure why it happened. So we'll do our best to get that sorted in these coming days. But 10:30 in the morning on Sunday, just gather together around your computers and your TVs and whatever it is, and remember that we are all one family in the house of God, whether we can be in a literal house or whether we're united together in spirit in the house of God. And so we'll pray together, we'll read Scripture. Jordan is actually going to lead worship this time, so you get a break from me and you get to hear from her, and that'll be a great time of encouragement. So I just really want to challenge you with that. The sermon is going to be a little bit of a tough one. The text is very, again, always applicable to today, but maybe even more so with what's happening in our world. So I just really challenge you to consider that. As well, a few people have emailed me. I talked with a number of you over the phone yesterday, and just as a short note, if you need someone to chat with or talk to, by all means, please phone me. I would love to visit with you and just provide some encouragement to you. If you want to pray with someone over the phone, please just let me know, and I would love to do that with you. If I was unable to get a hold of you or had to leave a voicemail or an email with you, I do want to touch base with every one of you. So by all means, when you're free, give me a call, and I'd love to have a chat with you. But during some of those conversations, a few of you mentioned about tithing in this time. And of course, on Sunday mornings, usually you write your little offering and you put it in your envelope and you put it in the plate, and that gets dealt with. And of course, now that we're not meeting together, that can't happen. And so I just want to remind you that you can give online. If you go to banffparkchurch.com and click on the give icon, there are ways that you can give in this interim time. We still have expenses. We still are trying to do ministry, although it looks different right now than it did. We're in just as much need as we always have been for those things. And so I just encourage you, if you can in these times, to give generously to the work of God, and that is the most effective way right now that you can do that. As well, we're just finalizing how we're going to do some group Bible studies. We have 2 different video conferencing apps that we're just testing in this moment to figure out which is the most effective to do that. And then the church, in all likelihood, will pay for a little subscription monthly for this little while so that we can have our different groups meeting. And I should say that if you want to have a Bible study with 2 or 3 or 4 other people, you're by all means welcome to do that. And if you need a link to one of these sites, you can do that. Some of them do offer free video conferencing, like Zoom. You get about 40 minutes of a free video conference, so you can just download that app and use that to connect with people. Of course, if you have an Apple device, you can FaceTime with people. Again, community and connecting with one another and seeing each other's faces and having conversation is going to become more and more important in these days. So I just encourage you in that. So I hope and I pray that this week, or the rest of this week, these last couple of days here, that you're just encouraged, that you're reading through Scripture, and that you can remember that we can lean on Jesus, that as we read here, that we can take upon His yoke, because it is easy, His burden is light, and we can trust in Him. So I hope that you're able to shed some of those cares and concerns and anxieties down at the foot of the cross today. Praying for you, love you guys, and just let me know if there's anything that we can do. Have a good day. Bye-bye.